cause Uganda we roll. From dusty road to beautiful control. Steam should break it down, helping every drummer in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of God. Welcome to the road, and where are the misplaced souls? For the love of God, Uganda. Let's kiss the stories right. All the new design look right. Toyota. Needs a mix of minds that will break it down on propaganda. Every papa's gotta tell, feeling try to see the scale. We talk the truth, but that's the brand for car lovers across the land. For the love of cars, Uganda we roll. From dusty road to beams of patrol. Steam should break it down, helping every drummer in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of God. Pre-purchase checks, we lead the way. Track your car, no games to play. Restore the past, drive into tomorrow. We'll bring the love, not just the horsepower. Is it a move or a TX ride? We'll show you what's real, not just the hype. Spotted views and engine moves. We teach you more than just photos. You can do those from the basics up. Truck and giddy and car get stuff. If you new or a season red, all love of cars, you ain't seen nothing yet. It's in money, I be proud. It's more than just machines. It's the love, the life, the dream. For the love of cars, Uganda we roll. From dusty road to dreams of control. Steam should break it down, helping every number in the town. For the love, for the love, for the love of cars, Uganda.
Whoa. Good morning. How are you, my people? How did you sleep, guys? You slept well? If you're not fine, you have a bit of a headache, you have a stomach ache, you feel dizzy, you feel very hungry, I hope you go through it by like 8:30. I hope you go through it. But I hope your morning is as bright as it looks outside. Yeah. I'm okay. Nange nakedde. Lawrence Omule Muyombia Mark Ngabu Jomwe Barekera Starch Events Alexander Jotham. Motion by Benji Lucky Mose, Charles Sebaduka, Majwala Julius Dennis 12, Jones Info, Katamba Isaac Katende, and all the guys that are in Kamori. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Kati, with this radio that I have in here, I cannot select randomly. Let me go through them. I give today's Market Tuesday, guys. Tell us about your products and services. We're going to cover a very interesting topic. Yeah. We're going to cover a very interesting topic. We're going to talk about marketing blunders. At first they don't look like blunders, but these are blunders that big brands made that make them lose because they were literally just bad decisions. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. Kansokempe Charles wallet is it, and then we come back with the market. Tell us about your products and services and your business, where it's found, so that people know.
Excuse me, posing I need a man who can love me. Love is a celebrity. I take a run of fancy. We so tiga, we loading it. Oh, now for no wrong coding it. One chase to what's our hurry to talk to.
matter what she has to let her.
It's not the way, give me what I need. What you need, going away. Cause it's service in my body, my looks make we touch them with fire.
Girl, you got me feeling that some balance I'm feeling right now. We can go to all of us, sing to our way, only one time they put you on. I got an extra man, I got a music killer, who said you play your mind. I wanna, but take a you, I'm a story and you're my boss, I'm a player. I'm not doing that,
No.
I'm being on the chase, it's all. What's up, hurry up to top. I'm being on the chase, it's all. No matter what she has to let her. I'm being on the chase, it's all. I know what they move, I got a
No.
on the chase, it's all. Stay up, I'm teasing when I'm gonna go to a lot of shopping, I'm one man. You're waving, I'm finished, like my mind, I'm stepping up. Stay up, I'm teasing when I'm gonna go to a lot of shopping, I'm one man. You're waving, I'm finished, like my mind, I'm stepping up. That's why you can't think what she says. She thinks she keep it like that, you know. No, you tell her this. Tell her you want it to say. Yeah. I'm doing that. I'm chase it on. What's up? Hurry up to top. I'm chase it on. I want what she has to let her. I'm chase it on. I know what they move, I got on it. I'm chase it on. I'm doing that. I'm chase it on. What's up? Hurry up to top. I'm chase it on. I want what she has to let her.
Barabademu bagararira ashopinga ngawevinga ngastepinga Beta stera artisinga. She webs away, then she sets away. Yeah, we know the girl she tell you that you know she walks away, you know she goes. That's why she say every time. But tell her the wallet is heavy. Okay, man. Tasha. Good morning once again, guys. Ronald Muchwa, we are having a challenge with that video. That is like time number 5 that we are uploading it. It works for the first couple of minutes, and then the sound gets muted like that. So I'm emailing YouTube today, trying to figure out, this is like the second video they are treating like that. Like it's just an interview. There's nothing proprietary. Like it had proprietary information, but this one is just an interview where we are talking to someone. And if it refuses, like I said in the comments, we might have to just upload it in parts on TikTok. Like that's the last resort. Your video, I was supposed to have uploaded it over when a long time ago, but yeah, so we're having that challenge. But I'm going to see. In the beginning it was okay. I watched the entire video as well, like Muyombia Max says. I was okay for like 2 hours. It was definitely fine. It's the people that watched it later that saw the problem. Are you sure, Mark? I'm going to see, but that's not, it's a challenge we have not been having with all the videos we have been uploading. Why do we have that challenge with just that one video? Let me explore it today. So even Ricky is saying the audio is okay. What are we doing wrong? Iron High. Katamba Isaac Katende. I put the link. I did. You check in the post section. In front towards that acquisition no SI. Mutubereko reuse. To build the HSA media. What's up? The direct shot high. Yusuf Magara. Can someone send you to inspect a car for him when he's not around? Because I've done those things so many times. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But you have to, it's possible that you send someone, a person, your personal person. I recommend it. I recommend it. Cypher MC, hi. So guys, today is Market Tuesday, and like it is with every Market Tuesday, baby girl, you will rock with me. Give me my side, you will suck with me, girl. It's all really time when you're by my side, Guys, we are talking about blunders that made people lose popularity or companies lose popularity and sometimes even money. You guys remember Windows 8? Before Windows 8, we were using Windows 7, you remember? And Windows 7 was very friendly. It was very easy to use. So Microsoft went and decided to create Windows 8. Now, Windows 8 changed the user interface. Yeah? Remember Windows 8 came, the moment you start the computer, it brings these unfriendly things on the desktop. I don't even know how to define them. We did not like them. For me, I actually changed back to Windows 7. I changed back to Windows 7. It was very unpopular. It's not very common for Windows to have a Windows. It's not common for Windows to have Windows 10 and then they have Windows 10.1. It's not very common. But this time with Windows 8, for people that remember, you remember now they even brought Windows 8.1. The reason why they brought Windows 8.1 was because Windows 8 was very unpopular. People were not using it. We're just not using it. You get. They were called tiles. They were very unpopular. So that was a blunder. Sometimes you do something and you think your customer will like it and they don't like it. So it's very unpopular. And customers might refuse to. So guys, as we are going on, I would like for you to tell me what changes I've also made in the channel that you don't like. So that I don't also make the blunders. I remember sometime before I started using microphones, you guys were very unwelcoming to the idea of microphones. Remember, I think I brought like 2 sets of microphones. Microphones, and you guys rejected the microphones. Over quite a microphone here, but eventually you guys picked up. You have to turn off audio auto dubbing. The video will be okay, and you have to turn off auto dubbing on all your videos to avoid it happening. Direction, I don't have that, and I'm going to check. Thank you very much. So guys, remember the unpopular Windows 8 start? Yes, that happens. And of course there are so many. Now there is also United Airlines. There's an airline called United Airlines. In 2017, what happens with United Airlines? They mishandled a customer. They forced a customer who had paid to come off of a flight because it was overbooked. You get? Because it was overbooked. So they forced the customer to come off, and they got a lot of backlash. They even got a few lawsuits. And then of course the reputation gets damaged. I'll give you an example. An airline has a system where they know that now the flight is full, we cannot book any more seats. So what happens if they overbook? It means they're unserious. It means they are unserious. It means they're unserious, and that definitely damages their reputation. Probably something for all of us to pick a leaf from. Abaina business, especially marketing and sales departments. There are certain things that you should not handle by force. Amanyi tegalia. Customer sit them down, talk to them. That's what United Airlines should have done. Talk to them nicely. I find that it's the same thing that Uganda police is facing right now. They arrest people by force when they could have just summoned them. In Uganda, most people, if someone, they would just come to the police. Yes, they would fear, but they will eventually come. And that creates crisis. That makes people not like you or even hate you. You get? That makes people hate you. So we are trying to talk about we are talking about mistakes or errors, yeah. We're talking about errors or blunders that were done. Brood bakora mugati. We're talking about marketing blunders done by prominent companies that made them lose money and probably customers. For daily updates on the activities of the focus and events and uploads. Carlson, what is that? That's not clear. Tiles, they were called tiles. So guys, as we are going on, you can tell me where I have blundered on the channel as well, so that I don't blunder again. Kubanga, and then of course another blunder which happened in 2011 was a blunder by Netflix. Remember Netflix by hiring DVDs? You remember that? Before they started streaming. So Netflix tried splitting DVD rentals and streaming into two brands. And why did it fail? Because it confused customers, it increased costs, and people just decided to quit. Someone wanted to be, if I'm using Netflix, I should be able to use Netflix DVD. I should also be able to use the Netflix streaming service. And a lot of people cancelled. So complicating the customer journey is unnecessarily is also bad. For the love of cars. I want to see if you guys saw it. Yeah, if you guys saw it. So and then of course in 2012 McDonald's did something they call the MacD stories hashtag, where they ask their customers to share their happy experiences. However, and this is something they could not have seen, they could not have foreseen this. People instead used it to share horror stories about McDonald's food and service. You tell your customers, and the customers come out and say, restaurant, and then this person abused me. You get it? It's something like that happened with Cafe Javas, and for them, it worked for them very well. But in 2012, McDonald's did it, and it worked for them. But then with McDonald's, the hashtag was just hijacked, and then they got negative responses, and then that really affected their popularity, and then even customer numbers reduced. There's something negative that is happening. Yeah? And then in 2021, there was a tweet by Burger King, Women's Day tweet. So Burger King tweeted, "Women belong in the kitchen." They meant it in a good way. Why? Because they were trying to promote the female chef scholarships by Burger King, and it failed because women no longer belong in the kitchen. You get it? So the message was taken literally. We are trying to promote a scholarship for female chefs. Burger King is trying to mean that women literally belong in the kitchen. And of course the timing. Right now people are really critical about women's rights and equality or equity and stuff like that. So Burger King thank you very much, Chikawa Riki. Chimeza audio is always low and unbalanced. Maybe the host and the guest should have different mics. I think we can work that out. That out. Thank you very much. We can work that out. We'll need to get lapels. That's going to take some time, guys. I don't want to buy the mics locally because I've tried local mics. I think if I can get them on Jumia, well and good. Jumia, you see, there's a video mixer we use, the one we use for live streaming. And you guys can admit that video mixer is very nice. I bought it on Jumia. It cost almost as much as me importing it, but with Jumia, I got it in a day. So I'm going to see if Jumia has the kind of mics that my camera person has recommended certain mics. So I'm going to see, and we're going to improve the sound. So thank you very much. So we are talking blunders, guys. You can also tell me the blunders we have done, one for the love of cars. The blunders that you guys know have affected us in a way. And then we are going to make sure that we improve. We are talking about, there is a Pepsi. I request for a provision of another payment method for members only content other than Visa service. Is this something that can be worked on, please? Well, Jovan, YouTube receives that money, so there might not be another way, unless if you use the Airtel Visa or the MTN Visa, MasterCard or something like that. Unfortunately, that's something I don't have control over, unfortunately. So Pepsi, what happened in 2017? Pepsi had an ad where they showed Kendall Jenner handing a Pepsi to a police officer during protests. Ngabantu bekarakasa. Nebakuru omukazi nga uwa police a soda. Now, abazungu abo, for them they think harder. Had it been in Uganda, people would have just thought, oh, someone is just handing a police officer Pepsi, so they are friendly. But Ewawe, it just meant Pepsi is trivializing serious issues. You get, we have a serious social issue. We are striking, we are revolting, we are protesting over something, and you're using it to sell Pepsi. You get, you guys remember when we walk to work, and you can imagine Pepsi creating an ad where they have someone hand a Pepsi soda to anafande. You get, of course, one of Uganda chituba tuje chitwala lightly. Ne baba zungu balowooza nnyo. That they think harder about things, and that's why it backfired for Pepsi. Now such things bikorachi, such things be backfiring, be killing popularity. So that happened with Pepsi. I'm sure Boba is feeling because they pulled the ad later. And then of course there was something with Coca-Cola in 1985. Coca-Cola replaced its formula, and I think the lesson that I did not share here was that you don't tamper with the core product without testing and listening to loyal customers. I think that's something I've tried to do here, especially with the inspection fees. I always ask you guys, should we increase? I give you my desired price. I give you a middle ground, and then you guys vote. That's something that I think I have done. I'm also still studying the members only content, because even the members only don't seem to want it. So me and my team, we are trying to think around what can we, to not alienate some of you guys that are finding it. I know some of you guys don't want to use your visas here. So we're trying to find something that can work for you as well. And then Sony in 2005 had something called the rootkit. So it became a very big scandal for guys that use PlayStations. Yeah. So what happened is that Sony installed a hidden anti-piracy software on customers' computers to make sure that Boteka PlayStation ku PC, you cannot duplicate it and put it on another PC. And what happened there, like Sony meant it in a good way, but what happened there is that customers saw it as evasive and unethical. So guys even sued. They sued. Which right? So however much, the lesson here is that however much you want to make profit, you should never ever take your customers for granted. Yes, I'm a goba galwa and all, but customer botafa yo chiche baagala not ignoring or okubo yagala okola sente, it might actually cost you a lot. And then in 2012 Apple mwaba abakwata iPhone, I don't know, maps za mwezaterera. Me, I don't like iPhones. I try to hold the iPhone, but I don't like it. So in 2012 Apple tried to launch Apple Maps to replace Google Maps on iPhone, but then it failed. It had a lot of bugs. Yeah, it gives people the wrong location. Google Maps has invested a lot in its ecosystem, like Google generally, by investing into byabwe. For you to beat Google, or kubanga now investing just as much. So obviously that's one there. Don't release the product until it's fully tested. Nekatwa ne Uganda fe tubikola now, we don't test. We don't test. So guys, what's the blunder locally? Locally, it was a blunder by a brand. Nechiba losing sa orumu ne batamanya na kumanya, because most of Ugandan companies don't actually care. What is that blunder gojora yakoro wanu locally by a local brand? Nenga teba afayo, nenga chaba affecting. You can share. And then there is Chevrolet. Mujimani Chevrolet, that's a car company. So they created the car in Latin America in 1970, in the 1970s. And they introduced it in Latin America. They named it a Nova. 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 But in Spanish, Nova means does not go. Does not go. And Katibo, because Nova means does not go. Cha affecting sales is a Morocco. Cha affecting sales is a Morocco. What lesson do we pick from here? Kat lesson for you to picking is, you remember, guys, I've been telling you time and again, as you do business to get to take Kampala Road in the water. As you do business, always remember to go global but stay local. Go global and stay local is not a literal statement, it's the actual statement. You can decide to go and open a branch in Kenya. When you go to Kenya and open a branch, the branch in Kenya should not do what your brand does in Kampala. The branch in Kenya should be doing what Kenyans know, what Kenyans do. Totwala kaserika kakali, kaserika kanda bikira bulungi bannangi. I know you guys saw it even yesterday. Yesterday kaserika kaise ku park. Kagoberera nze. There was a time Airtel made an ad in the ad, I was a Java border bannangi, and the ad they imprisoned someone. It didn't last a month. I remember this was in 2010. So that was a blunder. I think I remember that one. And then, of course, you remember the ad with MTN. Bosiko, mwana wa sebo. Well, they did it at a time when President Museveni was moving around with a bicycle. When President Museveni was teaching people to irrigate. And then they introduced a character called Bosiko going to the supermarket with a bicycle, and well, the ad was quickly, well, it stayed, naye ebigambo ne babijja mu bossiko. Like, it literally did not mean President Museveni, but it was a political blunder. The ad was popular for MTN. The ad was really popular. Yeah. But then nobody knew. Like, until later, why the voices, the lyrics were killed. Because I think they could defend that one. The only thing they could not defend was, and then when the ad went popular, when the ad went popular, then everyone started calling President Museveni Bosco. You remember? So I think that's the thing. It killed the ad. It killed the popularity of the actor of that ad. Mojuganina complaining that Yafuna more and stuff like that. But it got popularity though. Safe border quick expansion cost them. Yes, Boba expand. I think when you have free money, when you get investors and they give you a lot of money, you think of expanding. I think if Safe Border had concentrated on safe borders only, they would be a very big brand right now. Right? If they had, they would have expanded like East Africa, went to Nigeria and stuff like that, but keep the core, which is border. Hey, and the government teva sobola. Bano bibando also the government bano. Hey. So anyway, guys, we are talking about Blunders, and Cambase VIP is saying that Safe Borders' first expansion killed them. Bagenze mo safe car, bagenze mo safe money, cause delivery, ochitegira. Safe Border expanded very fast. So guys, what do you think killed Uber? What do you think killed Uber? Something definitely killed Uber. What do you think killed Uber? Chechiganye. Tugenda. What killed Uber? Let me see if you guys understood what killed Uber, because Uber is dead. What killed Uber? Something killed Uber. What killed Uber? What killed Taxify? Something killed those. Yes, they are there, but we all know they are not as vibrant as they used to be. Installation of seat belts and speed governors. Magembe. For me, I think the installation of speed governors and seat belts was just a miscalculated move, or and probably the reason why everyone is thinking that it's because a certain government official had imported these things is because the ministry tried to make it. It was definitely a very good thing, but you see our taxis and the way the seats are installed on what to tamanyi byavuga bana abantu bazanya kati kitala kitukutte bafaaki wa Subaru obeda manyi tuwarege nemwe abana bavuga Subaru nga tebamanyi mmoroka. I think the thing of the seat belts and the speed governors should be a question of sustainability. It should be a question of sustainability. They did not think about how they would sustain that the thing of having seatbelts, speed governors, because Buriboba introducing something should also introduce a mechanism through which you will monitor and evaluate how it's performing. And I don't think they had that. I've been using Uber, but the apps say the the driver wants something else. Exactly. But what killed Uber? Ntale Samuel, hi. Kennedy, you. Uber in Ginger, it's rising now. Ah, sure. That's nice. The driver wants much more. So guys, what are some of the blunders that you know happened in Uganda? What are some of the blunders that businesses did? Famous blunders. There was a brand in 1982 called Colgate. Now we all know Colgate, yeah? However, Colgate tried to enter the food business. And in the food business, they created a Ipsum Super. Do you see the differences with other Ipsums? Obutara bwayo bwa njawulo mu bumper inamu obutara, ina parking sensors, okitegeera, ina ebibalaza, ne shape yayo basically bayanjawulo mu bumper yo mass ina ebibalaza, era ne mass ebira ne parking sensors, eba yanjawulo ne grill yayo ebera yanjawulo, eje bayita Ipsum Super. Era yeba ya bay bobogula. So guys, what are some of the other blunders? Hi Emma, how are you? What are some of the blunders that were done by brands that made them fail? I think in Uganda, blunders is seeing bazibika. Bagenda bazibika bikamu mpora mpora. I think Coca-Cola introducing fused tea was one of the blunders, thinking that Africans can take cold tea. You remember the tea? Fused tea? Of course, in the beginning, people took it because it was by Coke. It's a big brand. But eventually, I think they realized for one Uganda tunywa chai ya yocha. Tunywa chai ya nyogoga. For me, I thought it was insane from the beginning. Imagine taking tea that is from the fridge. I think because akashera kali kakoze, ndoze nebagamba akashera kakoze akomu west. Neba na abaganda bajja nnyo chai nga nyogoga. Nze akashera akanyogoga sinakategeera. I'm not a kashera person, but at least I can take hot kashera. But kashera from the fridge doesn't make sense. It almost sometimes I found kashera that tastes like alcohol. But the kashera lovers definitely take their kashera, whether it's from the fridge or from the stove. So I think Coca-Cola buyaranga kashera bikuteyo nega kangenemba let's chai alichi ali frozen. What are some of the blunders that we have done for the love of cars? Ngorabira yo blanda asava ye yo togenda. But you guys, one thing I've loved about you as a community is that every time you see me going astray, you tell me, some of you guys actually come to my inbox. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you guys don't keep quiet. Omanyi, the thing that makes someone a friend of yours is if they can tell you when you're doing something wrong. We normally think that your friends should always be supportive, whatever you do. Yes, but I think that our true friends tell us when we are blundering, and you guys have always done that. And some of you go ahead and call me. There's a time Joshua ita nadda Kampala nga alina bweru nankubira ku namba ye Dubai. Nanga we Dubai oba yawa. I'm not sure. Dubai, UAE, Qatar is in since zimbu zabuza. So he called me nangamba actually he called me I think 3 times. Ogo kubidisa ebiri just okasako I picked up on the third one. And then he would call me every time he would see me going. I think Emma na chikoranga nyo na Antonio, those people at least I received phone calls, WhatsApp messages. So I appreciate you guys. I find that that's something that we should always do for our people. Whatever ngomuntu ablandaringa ngosobola mugamba kungata chitwale bubingo mugamba nze mungambe I am one person that values the truth. Nze nakula ng'abantu batubulira mazima kale nakula bwe naberera mulekwa ng'abantu bagamba batali oli akugamba batalina kyakwagala kukuba mulekwa. But I think I started being independent. I got a bit of money, and then people stopped telling me what they should have told me. Okitegeera niba banga tebachangamba bye balina kungamba kubanga batya I don't know why. So and I made some big blunders in my life. So nze nenda ida ntinze sijja kulabanga muntu nga akola ensobi ensirike. And that's exactly what I've always been doing. And I think that's something that has worked for me very well. So guys, what is that blunder that you think we should? Hi John Jones, ndi wano Nakumati's aggressive expansion, which led to managerial issues. Yes, expanding too fast is bad. Even with Nakumat, I think but Nakumat had a lot of loans, even in Kenya. Arthur, one of the big officers here is amazed by dairy livestock. I've showed him Mr. Kachika, and he told me even himself as a senior officer, he doesn't get that money. He gets around 22 million shillings. Guys, tindako. Network bino bibadde evaako ng'eraga nti no kiki. Kitwatandise saa 2 n'eddakiika 4 awo sikyo. Zino zigenda kuwera. So guys, what are some of the blunders that you saw people do? What are some of the blunders that you saw happening with brands, or that you have read about, or that you have figured, you have known about, that you think broke them? So I just want to give you a few pointers for the guys that are running businesses, so that we don't do blunders. Finga abantu, yeah. So what makes something a marketing blunder? One, misunderstanding the customers. Yeah, if you launch a product or customer or a campaign, and the message does not align with the customers want, or what the customers want or expect. For example, you guys have seen that Honorable Baram changed his companies. He no longer calls them Baram Events. He calls them Bay to Events. Have you seen that? He's rebranding. I think he realized that the name Baram is no longer very popular. So now he rebranded. I'm sure more can be doing Bay to Events. Yeah. So you need to understand what do my customers want, and you adjust. Katibaram here adjustings. Jomai and Property Masters land scandals. I think some of those guys bambi baba feda. I think they did not intend to like lose that much, but the money alina mortgage loans, and he ends up saving around 4 million a month. Katimbo ayagala kuchala Uganda, ayagala kujeno, abana beno nga bagenda kumubba. So ignoring culture issues, wherever you are, you need to understand what cultures do these people believe in. Well, if you go to Gulu, for example, the people of the north have their own cultural beliefs. Don't ignore them because you're a Muganda or you're Munyankore. Yes, your cultural beliefs also matter, but when you're in Gulu, the cultural beliefs of the people of Gulu matter a lot. And then, of course, if you use tactics that are deceptive, then customers lose trust in you, and you don't want that to happen. Right? And then, of course, if you don't test or prepare, everything you do, you need to test it. And then if it works, then you go on and invest in it. And then, of course, crisis management, like the United Airlines thing, them dropping a customer out of the aeroplane. If you handle crisis poorly, then it costs you a lot. I'll give you an example. DK Modification had a crisis with a Vitz guy, and he did not handle it very well. Because if a guy says ajana gama mwampisa bubi mwampisamu amaso, jukiro no muyimbi amanyi muyimbi wa gwanga, abana bone bamuyisamu amaso because teri amanyi, or because he's driving a Vitz, or because you work on expensive cars. That's a crisis in itself. That's a crisis in itself. And on top of that, omuntu complaining etala ate nomwe namba y'omuntu omulala wali badde okwata omuntu oyo nomuga kwata boda kubira omuntu oyo mutwalire etala eddala liryo limujjeko and stuff like that. So it's very important that we as a people learn how to manage crisis. Bazita crises. And then of course there is also resistance to innovation. You guys remember not the Nokia thing. The Nokia CEO saying they did nothing wrong. But in actual sense, it's just that they did nothing. They did not adjust. They should have adjusted. So guys, I'm experimenting today. I'm going to experiment. What am I experimenting with? I'm going to see if the project car can go faster than either a Mark X, or if it can compete, or a Kawondo. Okay, I may get a Harrier Kawondo, the 2-liter one, the new model. I'm going to test it. Chiba. I'm going to test it. Do those Ugandan car bonds accept US dollars if I'm buying a car? If yes, I don't know. You have to go. It's on a best basis. Okay, it's on a case-to-case basis. So you go to the bond and see if they accept. Some people will accept, some people will not. But we have gone with dollars before, and they told us to go exchange. So I would advise that you exchange yourself. BlackBerry also failed to go with the flow. I know, but I think they are coming back. BlackBerry is coming back. Not so? BlackBerry is coming back. Guys, I'm excited. I'm excited to see if the Starlet performs very well with the Makex or a Kawondo. Those are big engines. Those are big engines. The Starlet has a 1.3-liter engine. So I'm going to experiment with that. I don't know when we're going to give you that episode. I have to call the person that has a Kawondo to see if they'll give me their Kawondo. I also have to call the Makex guy to see if they'll give me a Makex. Whichever car I get, trust me, I'm going to experiment. Now, saying it, I know some of you guys are saying, no way. But you're also excited, yeah? And then there's also this thing that I want to see if it works. Have you seen the challenge where someone puts a tablecloth on the table, puts glasses, and then ties the tablecloth onto the car, and then the tablecloth comes out? I want to also try that. Lawrence Omule Muyomba, Max Touch Events, Alexander Jotham, motion by Benji, Lucky Mose, Charles Sebaduka, Majuala Julius, Dennis 12, Jones Info, Katamba Isaac Katende, Ronald Muchwa, Nabasa Stewart, Yusuf Magach, Kawariki, Chambade Edward, Echasa Media, Richard Luanga, Cypher MC, Richard Aki, The Direct Shot, Paul Sema VIP, Namuiga Irene, Brigitte Kakai, Mpanga Godfrey, Ayela Balamoy Brian, Aijuka Blair, Ndiabawe Carlson, Gilbert Amanya, K. Jovan, Quickiliza Maria, Ntale Samuel, Kambes VIP, K. Jovan, Magembe Frank, Kennedy U, Igumba Jonathan, Kawenja Emma, John Jones, Magembe Frank Nkumaze, Lukwago Kenneth, Basimbe Gerald, Funny Lifestyle. Arthur, you have blundered us. The Project Car episode on the Express. Hey, your Project Car, twale twagala episode ya mzee maro kujja. Katate kati Project Car ku Express eyo soko ogireke. Katate njagala olinde Project Car nge competinga. Ne Kawundo. You guys. BlackBerry is back, but it won't match the pace. I know. Brian Tumwine, hi guys, kamba sivule. Sagala kubulandaringa. I have to give you the Project Car episode. Then I have an exclusive at the Chira EV Factory. That exclusive, the exclusive at the Chira EV Factory. Guys, I wish you a very lovely day. Thank you very much for choosing to be with me. Abadi Mukamori, I don't take you for granted. May the good Lord bless you. Mr. Arthur, you always make me fall in love with every car. I know, but I think it's because me, I'm satisfied with what I have. And that's a good thing, yeah? That's a very good thing. Kind of guys, I wish you a very lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow on Lifestyle Wednesday. I have a very good topic for tomorrow. So be here. Ciao, ciao.